No, 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 no. That didn't just happen. It didn't. It's like a nightmare. Genuinely, I actually get a lot of nightmares. I know some people are just prone to getting nightmares, and I think I'm one of them. Most of my nightmares are things that I worry about in life, things that I'm stressed about. Not ever can I remember having a nightmare about a football game. And I'm not lying to you guys, this is 100% genuine. Last night, I dreamt that Tottenham won this game and went through to the final and won the Champions League, and it was a nightmare. It's so sad, isn't it? But it just came true. It just came true. There's no doubt in my mind this is the best Champions League I've ever seen. As a neutral, because obviously Arsenal aren't in it, of course. It's about to become the worst. Because if Tottenham win, I'm deleting my social media. Liverpool winning is bad enough, but Tottenham, no. They won't. They can't. No. I already feel terrible today. I think I'm coming down with another cold, which would be my third in like 6 months. It's just ridiculously unlucky as well. So I already feel a bit shit. Excuse my language. I really went into this game thinking Ajax would definitely be under a lot of pressure. And when they went 2-0 up, and I thought to myself, brilliant. They've done it. It's over, right? This isn't Liverpool. They're playing Tottenham. Tottenham won't win. I actually kind of sat back in my chair, relaxed, and started chilling and reading stuff on the internet while watching the game in the background. Then they scored, and I thought to myself, no. No. Ajax, man. Ajax. I'm super gutted for them. I really am. I'm so sad for them because the whole world was rooting for them, except from Tottenham fans. The whole world was rooting for them. Honestly. Maybe not Liverpool fans. I think in a weird way, Liverpool would have rather played against Spurs because Ajax have been that good in the Champions League that they're the giant killers. And God, can you imagine the final? It would be literally 99% of the football population wanting Ajax to win. And it's not going to happen, and I'm so sad because they did deserve to go into the final just as much as Spurs did. And Spurs have done it. Even as an Arsenal fan, I can't lie to you guys, it hurts, but congratulations, because that is insane. Insane! Absolutely insane. And you've got to give credit to them. Because at half-time it was done. It was over, and I don't know what was said at half-time. I don't know what drugs were injected into their veins, because these guys came out a different club, not just a different team. Ajax, I don't know. What were they doing in the second half? What happened to that gorgeous football they played? What happened to that free-flowing, confident team? But pressure happened. That's what happened, pressure. Tottenham came out with nothing to lose. Ajax in a position that they're not used to. They're not used to being in a semi-final of the Champions League, leading 3-0 on aggregate. It's just unbelievable. Lucas Moura, when he signed, a lot of people thought, well, that's a bit of an uninspiring signing. It's Lucas Moura. Used to have this incredible potential to become one of the very best in the world when he went to PSG. Didn't work out. Has come to Tottenham, and he has had up and downs, but this might just be one of the best Champions League performances from a player I've seen in a long, long time. A hat-trick to take your team through to the final in such an unlikely time. It's just, I'm so jealous. I really am. I'm a realist. You guys know that, and I'm always honest about how I'm actually feeling. And as an Arsenal fan, it's obviously painful to see your main rivals do that. When tomorrow night, we're playing to go into a final, but it's a Europa League final, which is good, don't get me wrong. It's still good, but it's nowhere near as good. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, don't you hate it when it's there, but it doesn't come out? I hope it's not a cold. It might be hay fever. But we'll see. This Ajax team, what happens now? How do you keep this team together? Let's not even talk about De Ligt, De Jong. Of course, he's already going to Barcelona. Those are the names that get thrown around all the time. I'm talking about Van der Beek, Ziyech, even Tadic. Unbelievable, man. I know he was good at Southampton, but I don't know how they're going to keep them all. Their right back, who ended up playing midfield, I know his name. My mind's just gone blank. He was unbelievably good today. Even in the second half, I thought he was their best player. I really do. Onana, however you want to say his name in goal. Brilliant goalkeeper. Looks a little bit nervy on the ball sometimes, but what keeper doesn't look nervous on the ball every now and again? They've got some incredible players there. I mean, they've got upwards of £500 million worth, I would say, of talent just sitting there. And they're not going to want to stay at Ajax for their entirety of their career. I mean, De Jong's already made the decision to go to Barcelona, and what a signing that's going to be. He does everything. He quite literally is... I heard one of the commentators say it, actually. It's like, what do you want in midfield? Do you want maybe a defensive player that's really good at winning the ball, really good at chasing down players and just retaining possession? Or do you want a player that's really good at being creative, attack-minded? You often have to pick one of those. You can't have both, very rarely at least, but De Jong is that. He's an all-rounder. He has everything in his game, and he's just 21. That's why Barcelona have bought him. So take him out of the equation. De Ligt, there's no doubt in my mind he will be going to one of 4 or 5 clubs, and it isn't going to be Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea or whoever. It's going to be Bayern, Barcelona, Madrid, PSG, those calibre of clubs. Reportedly, Manchester United offered him $250,000 per week. That's excluding the actual transfer itself that they'd have to pay to Ajax. And he said no. Just says it. Well, apparently, but it says it all, doesn't it? So, you take him out of the equation as well. That's a lot of good talent they've lost already, because those, I would say, are the core players. You know, De Ligt, De Jong. But if they lose Ziyech, if they lose Van der Beek, if they lose Tadic, I don't know, man. That is going to be almost, I would say, team destroying. I don't know how you fix that. Let's talk about Dolberg. Now, Neres, another player that I haven't mentioned yet, but Neres was meant to play. He was in the warm-up. Apparently, he re-agitated an injury, a little blow that he's been having problems with, and couldn't start the game anymore. He was dropped, and Dolberg came in. So Tadic moved over to the wing, and Dolberg started. And Dolberg is one of those players where you've heard reports that real good potential to be a special player. He was rubbish. Really disappointed with Dolberg, and actually I think he held them back a little bit at times. They looked a lot better when he came off, I think. But I thought I'd mention that because I know a lot of people that watch my channel will know of Dolberg because he's a career mode star. But I don't think we'll be seeing Dolberg reaching the potential that we've seen in FIFA. I don't think he's ever going to make it as a top striker, just purely because of one game like this where his attitude, his laziness really showed. He wasn't running as much as the other players. He wasn't working as hard. And that was really disappointing for me. Otherwise, I don't think Ajax did anything really that wrong. I think they just came up against a team that's much more experienced at this level. They had nothing to lose, and the momentum just got them. Momentum killed the game for Ajax. They just couldn't get going in that second half. No real fault of their own. Let's talk about Tottenham. Lloris in goal. Did he have a great game? Not particularly special. I don't think he made insane saves. He kept the ball out a couple of times, but had an average game. You look at their defence, again, somewhat of an average game. I wouldn't say they were defensively strong tonight. I think that they probably could have done a lot better on both goals that Ajax scored. You go into their midfield, again, pretty average display. I don't think they really did anything special in this game in midfield. But what changed the game was the versatility of their forward players. They have, in Son, one thing that a lot of teams don't have, and that is an all-rounder. A winger that can go up front, that can go on the right, that can go behind the striker. He can play anywhere. Dele Alli was coming back a lot, helping out defensively, but when he was going forward, didn't seem to be doing much. But he does enable Son and Lucas Moura to move around in front of him and get really good free roaming ability. And that's something that won them the game, I think, tonight. And also, when they brought on Llorente, gave them another edge in the air. Someone that's going to win most balls that come into the box. He didn't actually play that well, I don't think, Llorente. A lot of times his headers were going over the bar. He was getting beaten in the air by Blind and De Ligt quite a lot. So I don't think he was particularly that great. But again, like Dele Alli, it's sometimes not about their performance on the ball. It's sometimes about what they're doing off the ball. And their movement is very underrated, very good sometimes. And it allows the wingers to do more. Am I going to sneeze now? Yes, I am. Oh, that's terrible. I think that if Lucas Moura was sticking to his position, they wouldn't have scored at all tonight. Because what Lucas Moura did was be a nuisance. He was everywhere. Every time Spurs went on the attack, it was about where's Son and where is Lucas Moura. And it was very, very well done by Pochettino. A very, very good decision at half-time to change the system. He clearly saw it wasn't working, and he knew there was nothing to lose. I mean, what do you have to lose at that point? Everyone's already written you off, so go for it. And it worked. It worked brilliantly. So all I can say is congrats to Tottenham. Tottenham fans, I know you'll be loving it tonight. Arsenal fans everywhere are going to be so jealous and so mad. Go easy on us, okay? And do you know what? There's a lot of banter and there's a lot of spatting over on Twitter and other social medias. Arsenal fans, you just need to take it with a grain of salt, because if you could flip this around, of course you would. You would absolutely do it, and you'd be biting them. Okay, so it's all fun and games. They haven't won anything yet. They've got, I think, the best team in Europe right now up against them. Honestly, I believe that. Don't think many teams can beat Liverpool at this point. And I don't think they will beat Liverpool. I think Liverpool have won the Champions League. I really do. But hey, you can't predict anything in this Champions League. Just absolutely mental. I'm completely deflated. Hopefully I'm going to feel okay tomorrow to then do a review of the Arsenal match. Because I haven't missed a single Arsenal match in almost 2 seasons, by the way. I haven't missed a single one. So even if I feel terrible, I'll probably still try and make one. But yeah, that's like... it means nothing really, doesn't it, when you think about what's happened tonight. But unbelievable. Football is the best sport in the world. I said it last night and I'll say it again tonight. If you are into sport and you haven't watched football before, you need to get your head checked, because there is no other sport like it. You just couldn't script this. Absolutely unbelievable. And I don't think we're going to see anything like this again for a little while, because Champions League is often very predictable at this stage, especially if you're getting teams like Ajax going through. No disrespect to them, but typically on paper you would have written Ajax off, okay, 4 times by now. But they've made it all the way to the semis, which is an incredible, incredible run. Their manager deserves a lot of credit. The players are superstars already, and they're all going to go their separate ways, I'm sure, which is heartbreaking. I would have loved Ajax against Liverpool, but it's going to be Spurs, and that is going to be an incredible, incredible game.